Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those that liked and shared my previous video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. In this video, we're going to talk about things that can stop you from discovering your purpose. So let's get straight into it. So the first one is your health. Now, I'm pretty sure you've heard this. Your health is wealth. Okay, your health is really important. Now, I'm just going to give you an example of myself. One day, actually no, recently, I saw these boots that I like. They were really high, and I said, you know what, I love them, I can't get my eyes off them, so I'm gonna buy them. And I bought them, and the next day I had about an 8-hour shift standing, and because I love these boots so much and I haven't worn them before, I decided to wear them to work. I know, put myself into a lot of torture. By the time I was done with that 8-hour shift, my legs were in bits. Now, if you know me, I walk really fast. I really hate people that walk slow. Not that I hate people that walk slow, but it really irritates me when I'm in the shopping center and people are walking really slow. I walk really fast. But because I was in so much pain, I had to slow down, like slow down. And the Holy Spirit ministered to me and said, you know what? This is what happens when people don't take care of their health. They find it very hard to accomplish things in life because their health stops them from moving forward. If you've got something going on eternally, it will reflect on the outside and you will slow down. You become dependent on people. I've seen people who have blown out of proportion that they are on the wheelchair in order to move around. They can't stand on their 2 feet to move around. I'm not talking about plus size women. I've seen plus size women, you know, size 20 and above, active, dressing classy, working and all of that. I'm not talking about them kind of people. I'm talking about people who were okay in the beginning, and due to bad habits of eating and bad habit of smoking and drinking alcohol, their body have literally turned into something else, and now they become dependent on people. They've given up on life. They can't fulfill purpose. Life is meaningless to them. So it's really important to take care of your health. Be careful where you're eating. Don't just eat anything anyhow. When you have a stomach pain and you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, what's wrong with you? And you're like, I've got a stomach pain. He's going to ask you what type of pain. You can't explain yourself because an internal pain is really hard to explain. Whereas if you're really conscious with what you're eating and what you're taking and where you're going, you can avoid all of that. Your health is really important. Take care of your body. Your body is the temple of God. Treat that body, take care of it, give it what it needs. Don't take advantage of your body. If you can only do things for a couple of hours, stick to that. Don't overdo things. Your body is important. If your body can't function well, you cannot achieve much in life. So please take care of your health. The next one that can stop you from fulfilling purpose is generational curses. Now, if you're black, you know what I'm talking about. Curses is something that is provoked on someone. Let me just check what I wrote, because I wrote this on a sheet actually. A curse is intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict or punish someone or something. Like I said before, if you're black, you understand what I'm saying. Obviously, there are some people who are not black as well that have got curses in their life, and some people rely on that excuse that, oh, because we've got this generation of curses, people don't succeed in my family, The reality is Christ has put everything on the cross, so that is not an excuse. You need to be prayerful. You need to go back to God and ask God to help you out, and he will help you out. Don't back on this excuse of, oh, you know, in my family we're poor, we don't have this, there's no one who's successful, this and that. If Christ has paid everything on the cross, that is not an excuse. You need to build up a prayer life. You need to activate yourself spiritually and go back to God, and he will sort you out. The next thing that can stop you from fulfilling purpose is money. I understand that a lot of us have visions and a lot of us have things that we want to achieve in life, and money is one thing that is holding us back. But as Christians, we live by faith. There are times where you want things in life, and because you don't have the money to get it, you cannot afford to buy them things. If you have faith and you believe that God can do it for you, God will provide them things for you without you having to spend your own money. And I'm gonna give an example of myself. When I was doing my first degree towards the last year, I was struggling to pay my fees. My fees were over like £3,000. Obviously in the UK you get a loan, so it's different, but that time I was in Ireland, so I was really struggling to pay. And I remember praying to God about it, and I told God, I said, God, I've done 3 years, I've come too far to give up at this point. You have to help me, you have to sort me out. And even though I didn't know how the money was going to come, I didn't know how I was going to do this exam, but eventually I got the exam done without paying for it. Right till this very moment, that exam was done and I didn't have to pay. That is faith. That is relying on God and not relying on what's on your bank account. So if money is an issue, bring it to God, ask God to do it, have faith that he will do it. You can't be going around telling people nothing is impossible for God to do, yet you're not allowing God to do the things that he wants to do in your life. You need to give him room. You need to allow God to show you these things so that your faith can increase. So money is not an excuse. If you're living a life of debt, you need to stop that. You need to find a way to come out of it, and the only way you can do that is to rely on God. If I was to do it my own way, I would have gone to the bank, borrowed almost £4,000 to pay that fee, and I'll put myself in a whole bunch of debt, and God would just look at me and be like, why don't you come to me and I'll sort you out? Why are you going to another human being? Come to me and I'll sort you out. So money is not an excuse. Generational curse is not an excuse. Your health is important. Look after yourself. Take care of yourself. And until my next video, guys, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Remember, hashtag let's get it right. Bye.